The president put out the executive order 13929, I think it is, and it's called Safe Policing for Safe Communities. And there are a number of key provisions in it. First, it requires me as Attorney General to develop standards for safe policing, most importantly being a standard for the use of force, and establish policies that will provide for safe policing. Second, it provides for these standards being applied by independent certification agencies, so police departments can be certified that they meet the standards that we set.
Rather than work with U.S. authorities for assistance with recognized criminal cases, as responsible nations do, China resorts to extra-legal means and unauthorized, often covert, law enforcement operations. Without coordination with our government, China's repatriation squads enter the sovereign territory of the United States, surveil and locate the alleged fugitives, and deploy intimidation and other tactics to force them back into China, where they would face certain imprisonment or worse following illegitimate trials.
The two forfeiture complaints allege sophisticated schemes by the IRGC to secretly ship weapons to Yemen and fuel to Venezuela, countries that pose grave threats to the security and stability of their regions. These actions represent the government's largest ever civil seizure of fuel and weapons from Iran. Iran continues to be a leading state sponsor of terrorism and a worldwide destabilizing force. It is therefore with great satisfaction that I can say that our intentions are to take the funds successfully forfeited from the fuel sales and provide them to the United States Victims of State-Sponsored Terrorism Fund after the conclusion of the case.
We believe this should not simply be a debate between tech companies and privacy advocates on one side and law enforcement officials on the other. Rather, warrant-proof encryption and the issue of online exploitation of children more broadly has widespread implications for parents, schools, community organizations, and advocacy groups across society. That is why conversations like these are so essential as we move forward together to protect children and to protect the values we hold dear as Americans.